Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof of your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, let me remind you, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, we're celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. I love to celebrate. National Roast Leg of Lamb Day. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and obviously you'll be able to tell my ignorance right here, isn't it leg of lamb that they usually have with the mint jelly? I think that's where the one. Although I guess if you make it enough flavorful, you don't need the mint jelly. National Roast Leg of Lamb Day today. Yesterday we were celebrating National Nurses Day, but let's get a little bit more specific. Today's National School Nurse Day. So not only nurses, but school nurse. If you are a school nurse, thank you. We appreciate you. Our kids appreciate you, regardless of whether they say it or not. Let's see what the markets are doing today. We've got a weird-looking screen here, but let's take a look at. I wonder why my screen doesn't want to just give me the blanking stuff I need. It always wants to put a commercial on there. I guess we're in radio, Josh. So we better like commercials. Isn't that, it's, I guess, part of the deal right here. So let's take a look and see what the markets are doing. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, if it will wake up, and I'm sure that at some point in time, it's gonna give me a wake up button here. But my computer's maybe my computer thinks it's a weekend already. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 258 points. The S&P is up 8.93. NASDAQ down 50.86. Oil down 61 cents a barrel. Who cares? It all has to do with what's going to happen at 11 o'clock our time. More importantly, 11:30 till about 1 o'clock our time on the West Coast. That's when the Federal Reserve comes out with their statement. The Dow is being driven by Disney. Disney's stock is up quite a bit this morning. I guess when you've been tanking for so long, I guess you can be up a little bit, and it looks pretty good. So Disney's stock, I'm sure we'll get some dumb comments from President Trump today when the Federal Reserve does not change interest rates, but we'll expect to see that. A lot going on though. Hey, did you get your real ID? Today's the day where you have to have that real ID to get on a plane. Unless you don't have a real ID, then I guess you can bring a passport, and there are some other options in there. So I did get my real ID. I've had it for a few months now. Family got their real ID. Not that we get on planes too much. I'll be the first to admit, I used to travel a lot. I used to be on airplanes at least every other week, maybe twice a week sometimes. And it gets old. Unless, now if I'm going over there to Nevada, there's only one way to fly to Nevada, JSX. And if you plan your trip early enough, it's not outrageously expensive. But I did take, Josh, you like this one, especially with the little ones. No going through all that TSA stuff. And I think I left the Palm Hotel at 4:15. I had a flight that was leaving at 5. Got over to the airport. I was at the restaurant on Lido Island by 6:30. You can't do that on Southwest or American or any of the others. JSX, not a commercial for them. I guess it is, just because it was a real good experience, especially when you're looking at California, $4.79 a gallon of gasoline. Don't fill up in Vegas or in what is it, Prim? Don't fill up in Prim. You're gonna get stiffed, I guess is the best word that I can use on radio. It was about $3.50 a gallon, $3.40 a gallon there in Nevada, compared to our $4.79 here in California. Just throw that out there to you. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we're going to got a mortgage minute for you, why some homes sell faster than others, and we're going to go deep into a strategy on how to get the most money for your house in the shortest amount of time. All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452. You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. Mixed market yesterday. Where did rates lock? Conventional 30-year fixed 6.818. That was up. Jumbo 30-year fixed 6.977. That was up. FHA 30-year fixed 6.488. That was up. VA 30-year fixed 6.372. That was down. And the USDA 30-year fixed 6.422. That was down. If you don't know what to do with those numbers, you put them in your mortgage calculator. And if you don't have one, rsrlinks.com/mobile app. rsrlinks.com/mobile app. What did rates do? Yes. Or what are the rates doing this morning? Just sitting and waiting. The 10-year treasury is down a basis point. The mortgage bond is up 7, which is good for rates. Not moving too far, not moving too fast, all waiting for the Federal Reserve to come out with their report just a little bit later today. But let's see if there is anything that we should be looking at today. Well, we finally got talks set for China. That's going to happen over the weekend, trade talks. That's good news. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng are set to meet this weekend in Switzerland, making the first confirmed trade talks since the U.S. imposed 145% tariffs on China. Their goal, de-escalate the trade standoff that has virtually halted commerce between the world's two largest economies. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve is expected to maintain the current Fed funds rate following the conclusion of today's meeting. The Fed will be monitoring all trade negotiations closely as they consider future adjustments to their monetary policy. These talks hold significant implications for investors as well. On Polymarket, traders are currently placed a 57% probability on a recession occurring this year, with the economic impact of these tariffs being a contributing factor. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Borrow Smart segment today being brought to you by GetHomeSelect.com, GetHomeSelect.com. What you should do about insurance after divorce. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, where we bring you the facts to help you make informed decisions about your home, finances, and future. Ron Siegel here, Certified Liability Advisor, and today we're talking about a sensitive but critical subject, what to do about your insurance policies after a divorce. Now look, nobody enters a marriage thinking about how it might end, but when it does, it's not just hearts that break, it's contracts, responsibilities, and yes, insurance policies. And yet in all the chaos, custody battles, property division, court dates, insurance gets left behind. But if you want a financial stability on the other side of this change, ignoring insurance could be a very expensive mistake. So let's get real and walk through the major insurance moves that you must consider when the papers are signed and your life is moving forward. Auto insurance. Don't let your ex take you down with them. Think about this for a second. Your ex is driving around town, still listed on your joint auto insurance. They rear end someone and your name is on the claim. That's a liability waiting to explode. If the cars are being divided, the insurance should too. And don't just remove their name. Make sure you're not on their policy either. Pro tip, even if you're on civil terms, insurance companies don't care. If your name's on the policy and there's a claim, you're in the hot seat. Action step, call the carrier, separate the policies, and make sure the addresses on file match your new location. Homeowners and renters insurance, who lives where, who covers what. This one is big, especially when spouse stays in the marital home and the other doesn't. Let's say your ex is moving out and taking that antique watch collection with them. Guess what? Your homeowner's policy is probably still covering it. You're paying to insure property you no longer own. On the flip side, if you're moving into a rental, renter's insurance is non-negotiable. It's inexpensive and it protects everything you're bringing into that new space. TVs, laptops, furniture, personal items. Don't assume your landlord's policy covers your stuff. It does not. Action step, review your current coverage, remove your ex and adjust personal property coverage. And if you're renting, get that policy started before the first box hits the floor. Life insurance. Support obligations need protection. This might be the most overlooked and the most important coverage of all. If you're receiving alimony or child support, what happens if your ex passes away? Proof. That income disappears, or poof, that income disappears overnight. That's why smart divorce attorneys will insist your ex maintain a life insurance policy with you or your child as the beneficiary. Better yet, you own the policy on their life so they can't accidentally let it lapse. Here's a real story. Client whose ex was required to carry life insurance for child support, failed to keep up the premiums. Tragically, he passed away and there was nothing left. The court order didn't help because the policy had lapsed. The result? A major financial crisis. Action step, make sure life insurance is written into the settlement. Review your own policies, update all beneficiaries, and own the policy when possible if that's the only way to ensure it's paid. Health insurance, COBRA or something better. Here's where it gets sticky. If you were covered under your ex's employer plan, you're probably eligible for COBRA coverage. but it's expensive and it only lasts up to 36 months. It might buy you time, but it's not a long-term solution. On the flip side, if you have coverage and the kids are coming with you, be sure they're added to your new or existing policy. You'll want to avoid duplicated coverage or worse, no coverage at all. Be strategic here. If both parents have coverage, coordinate benefits so you're not overpaying. Action step, review COBRA options. Shop the ACA marketplace. Compare pricing and deductibles. Choose what offers the best mix of affordability and care. Disability insurance. The hidden time bomb. Most people never think about this one, but it could be devastating. Let's say your ex is healthy now and paying support, but what if they get injured and can't work? That support check disappears and there's no legal fallback unless disability insurance is in place. We've seen cases where this one policy made the difference between stability and scrambling to make ends meet. Action step, if your settlement includes support, make payments. Make sure the agreement requires the maintenance of a long-term disability policy. It's not about what if, it's about when life happens. Summary, your post-divorce insurance checklist. Let's wrap this with a quick checklist you can reference. Remove ex-spouse from all auto and home policies. Secure renter's insurance if moving out. Ensure life insurance covers alimony or child support. Own the policy if possible. Add disability coverage to support agreements. Review health insurance options and avoid duplicate coverage. Update all beneficiaries to match your new life, not your old one. Final thought, you didn't go through all the emotional and financial strain of a divorce just to leave yourself vulnerable. Insurance is the safety net that protects everything you've worked hard to rebuild. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, don't worry, that's where we're here for. Visit rsrlinks.com/Sora, rsrlinks.com/Sora for your 30-second liability checkup. We'll help you review your exposure, map out your better plan, and connect you with trusted legal and insurance professionals if needed. I'm not just the mortgage guy. I'm a certified liability advisor. I help families build wealth through strategic debt and risk management, and insurance is a huge part of that. That is the Borrow Smart segment brought to you by GetHomeselect.com, GetHomeselect.com. When we come back, we're going to talk why some homes sell faster than others and strategies to sell your home for the most money in the shortest period of time. All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Why some homes sell faster than others. As you think ahead to your own move, you may have noticed some houses sell within days while others linger. But why is that? As Redfin says, today's housing market has been topsy-turvy since the pandemic. Low inventory, though rising, and high prices have created a strange mix. Some homes are flying off the market while others sit for weeks. That may leave you wondering what you should expect when you sell. Let's break it down and give you some actionable steps on how to make sure your house is one that sells quickly. Homes are still selling faster than the pre-pandemic. The first thing you should know is that in most markets, things have slowed down a bit While you may remember how quickly homes sold a few years ago, that's not what you should expect today. Now that inventory has grown, according to Realtor.com, homes are taking a bit longer to sell in today's market. If you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feed, you got a chart. Homes are taking longer to sell in today's market. And don't forget, if you want to know about your market specifically, rsrlinks.com/market report. rsrlinks.com/market report. Before you get hung up on the 10-day difference compared to the past few years, Realtor.com will help put this into perspective. Quote, in April, the typical home spent 50 days on the market. This marks the 13th straight month of homes taking longer to sell on a year-over-year basis. Still, homes are moving more quickly than they did pre-pandemic, unquote. By this comparison, if your house does take a little time to sell this year, it's not really a concern. It's actually still faster than the norm. Plus, it gives you a bit more time to find your next home, which is welcome relief when you're trying to move. Just remember, some homes sell in less time than this. Some take even longer. So what the real difference? Why do homes attract eager buyers almost instantly while others sit and struggle? It comes down to having the right agent and strategy. Here are a few tips you need to know. Go watch the video, rsrlinks.com/salesmax, rsrlinks.com/salesmax. Number one, price it right. One of the biggest reasons homes sit on the market is overpricing. Many sellers want to shoot for a higher price, thinking they can lower it later. But that backfires by turning buyers away. What to do? Work with an agent to make sure your house is priced right. They'll analyze recent comparable sales, what the other homes have sold for recently in your area, so you know you're pricing appropriately for today's market and what buyers are willing to pay. As Chen Zhao, economic research lead at Redfin, explains, quote, my advice to sellers is price your home fairly for the shifting market. You may need to price lower than your initial instinct to sell quickly and avoid giving concessions, unquote. Or look at our video, rsrlinks.com/salesmax, rsrlinks.com/salesmax. And we're going to talk about that in the next segment. Focus on first impressions, a messy yard or house that needs paint. It'll turn buyers off since buyers decide within seconds whether they like a home or not. What to do outside: clean up your front yard, tidy up your landscaping, power wash walkways, and add fresh mulch. Inside, declutter and depersonalize, and consider minor touch-ups like repainting in a neutral color. Your agent will offer advice on what to tackle. Number 3, strong marketing and high-quality listing photos. If your listing or your photos don't look professional, you could have trouble drawing in buyers who think you're trying to cut corners. What to do? Instead, lean on your agent's skills, expertise, and resources. They'll help you make sure you have high-resolution listing photos showing the home is in its best light, detailed descriptions that highlight differentiating features of your house. Your listing on multiple platforms, including major real estate sites and social media. Number 4, the location of the home. You may have heard the phrase location, location, location. When it comes to real estate, and there's definitely some truth to that, homes in highly sought after neighborhoods tend to sell faster. What to do? While you can't change where your house is located, you can highlight the best features of your neighborhood or common community in your listing. By showcasing what's great about your area, you can help draw buyers into what life would look like in your house. Bottom line, homes that sell quickly don't necessarily have better features. They have better agents and better strategy. Are you thinking about selling? Let's talk about how to get your house sold quickly and for top dollar. Get the Home Seller's Guide, rsrlinks.com/HSG, and give me a call. I'll put you in touch with great agents in your neighborhood. That's the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. We are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, how to sell your house for the most money possible in the short amount of time. 3 complete strategies. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you missed any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference in the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. And as always, we suggest set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990 at ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.